In 2018, we wrote a strategic plan that took us out to academic year 2023 and included a number of quantitative targets that I will review in just a minute. But I also want to note that in the first part of this year, 2021, we updated our strategic plan. And we did it in reaction to several things. One was COVID, which of course had a tremendous disruption on life at UT Dallas. That was accompanied by a significant impact financially, where money was being lost through rescissions by the state of Texas, loss of revenue in other areas, and the like. And again, we had to react to that. And we also responded to the greatest movement for social justice that I've seen since I was much younger. So we took those issues into account most appropriately. We know more in 2021 than we knew in 2018, and we made some adjustments in our strategic plan, including the quantitative targets. So let me now review how we're doing in those areas. So in the first slide, we see the growth in undergraduate and graduate enrollment. I use growth in quotes, perhaps. We can see that the undergraduate numbers have gone up quite steadily. We had a drop-off in the number of entering first-year students last year because of COVID, but nevertheless, the overall undergraduate student body did rise, and without question, we will hit the target of 23,000 undergraduate students by academic year 25. The graduate numbers concern me. So from the start of our strategic plan, we've seen a downward trend, even well before COVID, although a significant drop in the COVID year. Fortunately, this year, for the first time in quite a while, we've seen an increase in the number of graduate students in the overall enrollment, with a very significant increase in the first-year numbers of graduate students. So I feel pretty good that we're recovering there, that we're doing well, and I think we will make that 10,000 student target out in academic year 25. If we look at the number of doctoral graduates, we can see that for a number of years we've been running pretty steadily at around 250. You can't see it on the chart, but if you were to go back before academic year 17, you would have seen a decade or more where we graduated almost exactly 200 students year after year after year. We've been trying to get that number up. Originally, we wanted it up to 300. I would point out that you can't graduate 300 PhD students if you don't enroll 300 prospective PhD students, and we were not. But more recently, we have increased that number significantly. So we have more students choosing UTD for doctoral studies. And if I say so, we're doing a good job to mentor them and to make sure that they are successful and that they ultimately graduate. Our target now is 275, and I believe that we will get there. If we look at first time in college freshmen, we've actually smashed through our target. The target was 3,900. We got there very, very quickly. We took a dip. In the COVID year, everybody did, but we have rebounded almost to where we had been in the fall of 2019. So we have our second largest first time in college freshman class this fall. And so those numbers look very good. And I'm very encouraged that students who have many, many choices, they're choosing UT Dallas. So we're actually above the target, and we will remain there, I'm quite certain, on our way out to academic year 25. Looking next at academic space, we've upped the target to 2.4 million square feet. UT Dallas has grown very, very rapidly, and of course our physical infrastructure has also grown rapidly, although not as rapidly as the student body has grown. But we're doing well. Among recent new openings is the Science Building, ECS West, and the Sciences Building, two fabulous new facilities. Next up is the Biomedical Engineering and Sciences Building, which is done in partnership with UT Southwestern. That should open in 2023. And then after that, the first phase of our Athenaeum, this will be for the visual arts, that should be opening up very late in 23 or maybe early 24. So we're making very good progress on two major projects that will greatly enhance the physical infrastructure of UT Dallas. So I feel good about this, and I think we will get to that number. It'll take a little bit of effort, but I think we'll get there. Next slide deals with tenure system faculty. I'll be honest, I'm a little concerned here. Try as we might, that number just doesn't seem to go up. And we do know that the number of students is going up. So that student-to-teacher ratio is not where I would like it to be. In the fall of 2019, before we ever heard of COVID, we had a very aggressive hiring plan that we wanted to execute over the next couple of years to be hiring 60 or more new tenure-track faculty members each and every year. We were making very good progress in that first year, and then COVID hit, which really caused great disruption. That curve is flattened back out again. I think actually we've done well that we've not decreased in the face of COVID and some of the financial stress that we've been under. But again, we need to get that number up. I'll be honest, I don't know that we're going to hit 625 by academic year 25, but it's uncomfortably doable, which is what I want all of our targets to be. So we can get there, but we're really going to have to work at it. And this is one that is very important. So we need to put some effort here. The chart on federal research expenditures, well, it's just a pleasure to look at it. You know, I like graphs that go from the lower left to the upper right. That's my kind of graph. And so you can see that good things are happening with federal research expenditures. And again, I would point out that these are the most competitive dollars that we seek because, in fact, they're competitive. The federal funding agencies can send their money wherever they best see fit. And to an increasing extent, they are choosing UTD, and we see that reflected in those charts. And you see a tremendous increase from academic year 17 into 2021. And in fact, I'm really pleased that throughout the worst of the pandemic, our research activity actually increased. And that was a bright spot. So in the worst of the times, we still had people coming in to their labs, socially distanced, but doing their work, getting it done, getting it published. And so the research activity at UTD has been a bright spot through a difficult stretch. And we will hit that target. We absolutely will hit that target of $65 million in academic year 25. Looking at 4-year and 6-year graduation rates, I feel pretty good about these graphs. We set targets of 60% for the 4-year graduation rate and 75% for the 6-year graduation rate. And you can see that we're 2 percentage points below those targets. And I would think that as we move out to academic year 25, that we will get there. But I need to issue a caution. These are numbers that are the hardest to move because, as one of my colleagues likes to point out, they're baked in. So quite literally, a 6-year graduation rate starts 6 years ago, before we even wrote the strategic plan, before I was president. And so a lot of that occurs really in the first year. Most of the attrition that we're going to see will occur in the first year. So we can't go back in time and recover that first year. What we can do is make sure that we're doing a good job with all of the first years to come. And we have very good programs in place that are helping ensure that our students, not just entering first-year students, but new graduate students, new international students, and the like, are having success in their first year. So now the other caution is that the COVID year was tough on us. So we lost some students that maybe in other years we would not have lost. And so we may see that manifested not next year or the year after, but maybe 3 years from now, 5 years from now. So in any event, we seem to be doing okay. I would also point out that these graduation numbers are among the best in the state of Texas. So I tip my hat to UT Austin. They do a great job. But we're hanging there with other good schools, and we're frankly measurably better than almost every other public university in Texas. So it's a good target, and I think we'll get there. And now the endowment. This is another bright spot. We see a significant increase, again, impressive in the COVID year. We're up to $769 million. In fact, that surpassed the target when we originally set it. So we pushed that up now to $800 million, and we will get there by academic year 25. We will have the endowment up and over $800 million. Some of this is just the whims of the stock market, but our investments are doing well. We work with the University of Texas Investment Company. So we're doing okay there. And we're in the first year of the public phase of our comprehensive campaign. So we've got a comprehensive campaign underway. It's off to a very good start. And again, that will also help enhance the endowment at UT Dallas.